In this video, we talk about basic marketing techniques part 2, and I'm going to show you 12 steps to do this coming right up. And this is John Lee. If this is the first time you come across me, then make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you don't miss out on all the new content that I'll be creating every single day on marketing, sales, and creating multiple streams of income. So the first thing you want to do is to create a newsletter. So let's say, for example, right now you are in you're an accountant, you're doing a law firm, or you may be doing some kind of industry changes. You want to keep people updated. So for example, in me, when I do a lot of property stuff, I always make sure that I'm keeping a lot of people engaged with what I do and telling them all the updates. Because like, for example, when COVID-19 hit, and if you're in business, if you sent an email out saying, hey, if you're in business, you're in COVID-19, and your business has been affected, here are 10 things you should do. So that's a really, really powerful strategy that you must start thinking about, is to use a newsletter that talks about industry changes, industry challenges, some of the maybe regulations have been changed. That's a really good way to have people keep reading your content. A second thing you want to do when it comes to basic marketing techniques is to include images. So images, they say, are processed 55,000 times faster than words. So you've got to, like, an image, and you've heard the saying before, an image speaks 1,000 words, right? When you think about, whether a word or an image, what's going to be processed quicker, it's definitely an image. Also, image allows you to feel things faster as well. So if people can't feel something when it comes to your message going out there, if you're marketing your product, that's why if you just have a picture of your product, if you test just a letter, or words without an image, or you've got the image with the text, actually the image, and that's why social media is so important, because images are really important because it stirs up a lot of emotion. So that will help market your business and increase your conversion. Third thing you want to do when it comes to basic marketing strategies is to make sure you're running contests. So for example, there was this t-shirt company that did these like little designs. They asked people to put all these like really cool designs and submit them. And then what people would have to do, they have to go in and vote for the ones that had the best t-shirt design. And they would take the one that had the highest votes, they would print that into a t-shirt, and guess what? They would sell it back to people to buy the t-shirt, and they sold thousands and thousands of these t-shirts, but they ran a contest on that. In fact, on social media, they do that a lot. I got friends who are giving away, like products and services, iPads, iPhones, cars. Some of them giving away cars, some of them giving away cash. So you can run contests to say, hey, by the way, if you want to get good marketing, like a really good basic marketing technique is to ask people to share your post. And what you'll say, if you shared it, comment below, shared, and I'll pick a winner to win a trip to Bali, or a free coffee at my restaurant, whatever it is. Especially if you're a F&B, maybe you win a meal on you. So contests are a really good way to market your business for free. Number 4 is to look at creating and writing industry articles. So why is this important? First of all, if it's an industry article, what happens is you get what we call a very tight niche within that specific industry, and tight niches also have a lot of people who are specifically wanting to go and find that information. So let's say, for example, I do something to do with property investment, right? So how to find below market value, that's very specific. And so for investors, if they want to find good cheap deals, then if I write an industry article, what happens is it positions me as an authority. So when I'm talking about finding below market value deals, that could be a very micro niche that is laser targeted only for people that want to find cheap property deals. So that's another way that you can do it, is to write industry articles. Number 5 is do a podcast. So for years I never did a podcast, and I couldn't understand why I never did that. But actually now that podcasts are becoming, they used to get really big and then they kind of died off, and now more and more people are listening to them again because there's great value to be shared. So now what I do is I take my videos and I rip the audios off my videos and I kind of rejig it a little bit and I turn that into a podcast. So a lot of people either download my podcast on iTunes, or they will actually have a video like this and they'll listen to the video and they just won't watch the video. So podcasts are really, really good to start marketing your business, because what happens is you start to build a community or a tribe of listeners who are specific for that topic. So for example, all the stuff I teach, and I run a 3-day social media business bootcamp, I always talk a lot about how do we market our business through social media and make income from that. So that's really, really key. Number 6 is make sure that you organize a webinar. One of the best marketing techniques that I personally use, and I run a lot of webinars. A webinar, the idea is to give people a taster of what you offer, and you tell people up front, you say, look, I'm running a training on this, and the reason why I'm doing it is because some people are also interested in this, this, I'll talk about this, and I'll talk about that at the end. And you just let people know, even at the start of the webinar, you say, hey, look, a lot of you are on here, thank you so much for joining. Hey, this webinar is about this, and at the end, I want to talk about this. So, you know, it's a really good way to also offer your products and services through a webinar, because a webinar, it's not just one-to-one, you do one-to-many, and that's where you get scale. Okay, number 7 is launch a website. So if you don't have a website right now, people can't go to your shop and buy something from you, right? So you've got to have something that's open 24 hours a day. And what's open 24 hours a day? A website. A website's open even on Christmas Day, even while you're sleeping. But what you want is for a website, because then you can market your product 24 hours a day without you having to be there. And that's why you've heard this concept, make money while you sleep. I know it sounds too good to be true, but it actually works if you have a website. Number 8 is issue press releases. So press releases are really, really good for getting your business out. If you go onto the internet, you can type in like PR Web or PR Line. There's all these different press releases where you can pay them money and they'll syndicate that to all these press releases, and you get into the media. That's why, you know, for example, I had one of my articles picked up by Wall Street Journal. So I wrote this little article, we did a press release on there, they picked the article, they republished it, and I got credit. And of course I gained a lot of business from that because a lot of people read that, I now had distributions. So press releases are really good to do because journalists are always looking for content. Okay, number 9 is broadcast on YouTube. One of the best things you want to do is to broadcast your business on YouTube. In fact, if you go live or you do a premiere on YouTube, it ranks a lot higher in the YouTube search engine or in the YouTube algorithm. So going live, instead of like right now, I could do this live rather than record a video. By the way, if you would like me to go live more often, then just type in the word live, go live. And then if I see a lot of you wanting me to go live, then maybe I'll do these live so you can actually get them, you know, sort of first hand before it all comes out. So definitely do broadcasting on YouTube. It's free to do that. It doesn't cost any money. You can actually do it from the comfort of your own home. Just download the YouTube app and then you can actually turn on broadcast and you can now go live to an audience. Number 10 is use integrated marketing. So what is integrated marketing? So integrated marketing is pulling all of your marketing sources into one place and have it internal. So for example, you can do external marketing, which is through social media, or integrated. I'm going to integrate that into my business so I can offer other things. So that's why if you look at McDonald's, they integrate all the marketing. So when you go and order fries, they'll ask you if you want a burger. Once you say yes, they'll then say, what drink do you want? They don't even ask you what drink. If you want a drink, they just ask you, what drink do you want? Pepsi or Coke or 7-Up, Tango. So now you get that, and now they upsell you, right? So it's all integrated within that, what we call cross-sell, upsell, and downsell. So you want to incorporate that into your businesses, because now instead of marketing externally, you can market internally because it's integrated into the whole process. Number 11 is you want to limit some of the offers. So for example, you don't always want to have offers online. Like for example, a lot of the times when I run a webinar, I give an exclusive offer and then I make that offer exclusive to that webinar. So if you go online to try and buy it, I tend to not put those offers there. Sometimes I have it on a website and I have a timer on there, so then it'll go after a timer. So you do want to limit some offers because then it makes it more exclusive. That's exactly what iPhone do, don't they? So if you look at all the different models they bring out, they say, hey, this is the end of this version, now you can get this, and this is the last one, or we're producing the last version of this. They do this a lot with watches. Right? If you're, I don't know how many of you are into watches. If you're into watches, type in yes below. Type in yes and tell me what watch brand that you love. But let's say you try and buy Rolex, right? Try and buy a Rolex Daytona. If you walk into any Rolex store and ask for a Rolex Daytona, it's going to be almost next to impossible to get one unless you're spending a lot of money with that company. So they only produce limited versions or limited amounts or limited editions, because what happens, it'll increase it. It's a reason to buy that product. This is the limited edition Rolex Daytona Rainbow or Rolex Daytona White Gold with the diamonds or steel versions. So they produce different versions of it and they limit it, therefore increasing the sales and creates demand. Okay, the last one is to do what we call a stress test on your customer service. So for example, you might want to call up your own company and say, hey, I'm a member of this, I bought this didn't work, and you want to see and you want to stress test it, right? You want to create systems and software in place. There's a really good software called Zendesk if you want to go out and start systemizing using their software, how many calls someone made, and it's kind of like this organized platform to actually help customer service. You could actually outsource a lot of that stuff and monitor it based on feedback. So after every call, then someone might give some feedback, and is it 5 stars, is it 1 star, whatever it is. They might send you an email asking for feedback as well. So if it's bad service, then you'll get feedback so you know which parts to improve. So these are 12 ways of online marketing techniques part 2. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, by the way, I'll link it up here and up here, or I'll put a link in the description. But if you got a lot of value from this content, do me a favor, hit the like button and leave a comment below to let me know which one of these you like the best. If you got any questions whatsoever, leave a comment below. I'll come in and personally answer that question and assist where I can. Other than that, I'll leave a video here and here. I'll link a video here and here. I'll put a subscribe button over here, and make sure you check out the other videos, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. This is John Lee, the author of Business Hack. Bye for now.